This is the beauty of the show, is that it explores like Generation Z's experience in high school, and there's all the stuff that I can't say because it's spoiling. I just feel like it's very authentic to kind of like the high school experience, and that's like a testament to the writing.
And hello, Chloe. It's nice to see
Hi.
you. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me. I'm super excited to talk generation with you.
They all like to say, I'm this today, or today I'm that.
Did you tell your sister you're bi?
I've been thinking about what makes a great sibling and what makes one trash.
You ready?
So I want to just start by saying I started following all of you guys on Insta when I found out I was going to be doing this interview, and it was just a really nice kind of like, almost like a supporting episode or something for the show, just because you guys seem like you have such great friendships. Is that pretty fair to say?
Yeah, no, we have a lot of fun. We go to the beach together and eat together, and me and Zelda would see a lot of movies together, and Haley, and we all have a really good time. It's a treat to like work with people you genuinely love.
Yeah, it's like a second family, which is fantastic and very appropriate as well for the show. When you were filming this, were there any scenes that you were like, oh my gosh, this actually reminds me of a high school experience that I had?
I was homeschooled. So
Oh.
I was homeschooled after elementary school. So my high school experience was in front of a computer. I lived in Canada for a lot of it too. And so I was just looking at the rain outside, listening to classical music. I was a child actress, and like I worked from when I was 10 on. And so yeah, I didn't have that experience, but that's what acting is, right?
Yeah, totally. What do you do to get into your character?
Naomi's off the rail. She says the craziest phrases and things, and gosh, it's just you need to really get into that. So it's like whatever is like the raunchiest song on the radio, let's get WAP on, Good Form, Nicki Minaj, whatever it is to like when we shot the pilot, I didn't even know who Lizzo was. Like everyone had to teach me pop culture and like really educate me, because I'm like, I feel like an alien. Like I don't know these things, and I need to know because I'm playing in this world where it's at the forefront. It's so relevant. It's everywhere.
Love it. Love it. So you and your brother on camera, Yuli, you guys are working alongside Martha Plimpton, who plays your mom. Obviously, love her from Goonies and everything else that she's been on after that. What was it like working with an actress like that?
She's so fun. I was always a big fan of the movie she did called Parenthood with Steve Martin. And it's kind of a lesser known movie of even Steve Martin's. And so I kind of fangirled when I found out that she was going to be my mom. And she's just so good. And it's so amazing to have such a good scene partner. And she's just a really fun personality. I think everyone can agree. And we bond a lot about cooking and just life in general. And she's such a fun person.
I love that. I love it. All right. So obviously representation is hugely important. And this show, I think, does a fantastic job of kind of making sure that all ends of the spectrum are kind of represented here. Why do you think that it's important and that you're kind of telling it in a unique way?
I'm just so proud of the show and how it has included everyone and made everyone feel loved, and it's so rad. Our show is really like opening up all the doors, and it's so important, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So my final question for you is a pretty fun and I think easy one. Obviously, phones are very kind of prominent in this show, and they're kind of used by everybody. So it got me thinking, if you could describe the show in 3 emojis or less, what 3 emojis would you use?
Ooh, okay. Middle finger emoji. I would say, I think every character just wants to give the middle finger to something in their lives. Middle finger emoji, maybe I would say the unicorn emoji, and because everyone's a unicorn on the show. And maybe the dancing guy emoji. That one's for me. That's actually personally my favorite emoji. I don't use a lot of emojis, but when I do use emojis, it's the dancing guy, the purple dancing guy. That has to be in there.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. It says a lot about your character that you just want to dance on the inside. Fantastic. Well, Chloe, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was an absolute pleasure. I love the show and I can't wait to watch more of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time to hang out with me. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
You know, I'm feeling the fantasy over here. It's almost the weekend.
Almost there. Almost
exactly. So I heard that Justice often makes a playlist prior to filming to get into his kind of character's mindset. So I have a question for you, Haley. What do you normally do to get into character?
I definitely have a Greta playlist that I play when I'm gonna be like, all right, this is a scene where I'm inside of myself. I mean, that's what I do. Like I listen to music to like be there. So I feel like Greta definitely does the same thing.
Absolutely. So is there any song on there that really just stands out to you? It's like very Greta.
There is actually. And Lukita and Nathania both know this already, but it's Flamin' Hot Cheetos by Clairo.
Oh. Love that. Not what I was expecting. Not at all what I was expecting. So Lukita, earlier on in one of the episodes, there's this video being passed around about pimple popping. Is that like, I can't get behind that at all. Was that something that you guys like actually watched?
I personally don't, and I don't think any of us actually did, because on the day when we were filming that, we used we were watching during rehearsals and stuff like that. We watched sand cutting videos, so like satisfying videos. And then when we went for the take of all of our reactions, somebody put an actual pimple popping video on, and we all just were like, oh no, those were our genuine reactions. We were so grossed out. It was so funny though.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't do those at all. It's just like not my jam. And I love horror movies, all of that, but I just cannot get into like popping something.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat.
They're so disgusting.
So Nathaniel, you play Ariana, who is one of my favorite characters. She's just out of control, no filter, nothing. You have this really phenomenal scene that I watched several times where you're walking into the bathroom, and I won't say why, but you just like straight up slip and fall. Like I could not stop laughing.
So you had it on replay. You had the
absolutely.
On replay.
Do you like have experience doing pratfalls, or like what was that like?
Oh my gosh, that day I just went for it. I had no experience falling, no experience doing any combat. Like we did a lot of takes of that stuff. So I fell tons of times and I woke up the next morning sore. I was like, oh my gosh.
But you did it for the craft, and that's
yes, exactly.
I love it. That's such great energy. So, Lukita, you are kind of a social justice warrior in this show, which, you can't really bring up social justice warriors without talking about cancel culture. If you could pick one thing to shut down, like Circuit City in the recession, what would you pick?
Oh. Okay, you know what? This is so random. This is my biggest pet peeve, are tiny spoons. This is so specific. This is so specific and so weird.
Shut them down.
I don't like tiny spoons. Like, what is the point of a tiny spoon? That's the first thing that came to mind.
I love that. That was the first thing that came to mind.
I was like, I hate tiny spoons. Abolish tiny spoons.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. It's been so fun chatting with you. I love this show so much, and I can't wait to watch the next few episodes. So I hopefully will speak to you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Hi, Justice. Thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me.
Absolutely.
So obviously this is set in high school. I was wondering if there are any scenes that you were filming that you sort of were like, oh my gosh, this totally reminds me of my actual high school experience.
I mean, I actually grew up in Anaheim where the show takes place. And I feel like it's very authentic to kind of like Anaheim high school. Like a lot of these characters I know from high school, like Greta's character, I knew so many people like Greta's character. growing up and Nathan's character and specific moments. I'm not sure because, and this is the beauty of the show, is that it explores like Generation Z's like experience in high school, and my high school experience was a little like on that border, but like, and there's all the stuff that I can't say because it's spoiling. No! I just feel like it's very authentic to kind of like the high school experience, like, and that's like a testament to the writing, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely feels super grounded in reality, which is one of the things that I really love about it, is that not only is it showing all of this different representation, but it's also it's not like a caricature of people. So that is fantastic. So I heard that when you are getting ready to get into character, that you'll often build out a playlist to kind of represent that character and get you in the mood. I'm curious what songs you had on there for Chester.
I have it pulled up right here, so let me tell you. So Chester, he's very fascinated by like female singers with tragic pasts.
Yeah.
So Whitney Houston and Amy Winehouse on this list. But in addition to that, we have some Normani, we have some Janelle Monáe, some Todrick Hall. We have a lot of twerking music. A lot of these titles I don't think I could say because they curse in the titles. But, you know, Cardi, like Doja Cat, Flo Milli. We have some throwback No Doubt. We have some Frank Ocean, which is classic. Sad Boys, City Girls. I mean, come on, let's go. Like,
you need to put that out on Spotify for everybody because that sounds like a lit playlist.
I wish I could release it. You know, it's a really good playlist, but essentially it's like a turn up playlist, you know, and every time I get ready for Chester, I just kind of play that and twerk.
I love it. I love it. So you've described your personal style as tired dad. Obviously, Chester's aesthetic is not that at all. Were you excited to switch it up a little bit?
So, yes. I mean, even like Chester, I feel like, I mean, this isn't some tired dad anymore. I don't know what this is. It's something. But Chester has kind of started to influence my own personal fashion sense in like a really cool way. And it just like opened me up to like so much stuff that I was like, just like a whole new world that I kind of wasn't privy to, you know? So.
Yeah, I was going to ask that if it was sort of bled over into your real life. And
yeah, I mean, like now I'm very vocal in like the fitting room. You know, our costume designer, Shirley Kurata, is absolutely incredible and always pulls these amazing pieces. And sometimes me and her, we get a little crazy and we put together looks that are like fire, like Paris runway looks. And then Daniel Barnes, our showrunner, will like see me on set and be like, he's 17. He would never wear this. I'm like, no, you don't understand. He's like, oh my God. So like sometimes we have to like be careful, but we also do a really good job of like all of his pieces are like thrifted, or like all of his bracelets are like each like $1, you know? So it's all things that like are feasible that he would buy himself, or he would find somewhere, he would make himself. He just has this fashion sense where he can like put pieces together and like knows what goes together cohesively. And that kind of, that like eye has kind of bled over into my personal life. And now I'm like very much like down to the ring. I'm like, he wouldn't wear this, he would wear this matches that, what goes with what, you know, that kind of thing.
I love it. I love it. See, look, we're learning from this experience.
Exactly.
Well, Justice, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. This has been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to watch more of Generation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You're the new guidance counselor?
Sam.
Chester.
Mama, come, doll, take a seat.
I am a star water polo player.
Brace yourself for the big reveal.
With a 4.1 GPA. I'm like a lot.
Coming out the closet, mama, I like boys.
Some guy from the other team keeps staring at you.
We hooked up, but he was a jerk, so I went home and signed him up for the Scientology mailing list.
Sorry, boys like me. Not sorry, boys like me. Boys like me.
They all like to say, I'm this today, or today I'm that. There was a time when people were just normal.
Did you tell your sister you're bi?
Hey you, where you been hanging out lately? You sleeping and spending nights wasting time.
I told
tell you everything. I told you I might even touch a dick.
Touching a dick is very different.
I'm Ariana, and my fun fact is my parents are gay. They're thinking of bringing a third into their relationship.
Welcome to the Flying Seaman.
That could never happen again.
What does punching and then peach emoji mean?
Legs fisting.
Can you help me with my makeup?
Who is she?
Who?
The girl I'm beating your face for.
My dads think you're just using me to pretend you're not gay.
I wasn't using him.
I've been thinking about what makes a great sibling and what makes one trash.
Sometimes life is just a day late and $1 short.
We need to be adults, meaning no homicides, no robberies.
What about arson?
Arson is okay. You can do a little bit of arson as a treat.
I'm on this whole thing right now about the history of humankind. Let's learn about ourselves, and from now on, let's just get it right.
You ready?